Well, hello and welcome back to Mindfulness Monday with Johnny Tiger. Yeah, I know I missed Soul Search Sunday and I ran out of time to do a Music Monday, so I decided, well, what the heck, we need a video regardless, so I did have material ready for Soul Search Sunday, so we are going to do Mindfulness Monday. I might not have time to rehearse and sing and hook up the instrument, but I always have time for a little chat. Today's date is 2024, November 18th. Now, I hope you guys had a good weekend, spending time with family or friends. Thanksgiving is coming up, so I know our friends in the US will be spending time with families, and hopefully those that are not near families, they'll be near friends. Now, the art of making friends is a complicated one because you're dealing with people. And whenever you're dealing with people, it's an ongoing, very fluid and dynamic kind of situation. You have to be ready to switch gear at the drop of a dime, depending on who you're dealing with. And depending on if you have good friend or bad friend, it can really influence uh, what you accomplish or what you cannot accomplish. And friends will either lift you up or drag you down. And as much as this is going to sound very cutthroat and mercenary, it is very important to have the right kind of friend. Because when you have the wrong kind of friend, they are not going to benefit you. They are not going to help you advance. They are not going to help you move ahead. And they might even drag you down and put you in a very awkward situation in your life. Okay? Family may not always be around us, but we will hopefully always find friends. So it is important to know what kind of friend is good, what kind of friend is bad. Now, today I'm going to tell you about three kind of people that you should not be friends with. You should distance yourself from. Now, after listening to today's video, I don't want you guys to start getting paranoid and start ditching friends and stuff like that. Like uh, obviously, if you just met someone, okay, if you just met a new friend, and the friend is already showing signs of these tendencies, yeah, go ahead and ditch them, right? But if you already have someone who you've been friends with for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and you say, wait a second, George kind of gets like that. Should I ditch George as a friend? Well, I'd say maybe not be so hasty. After all, you've been friends for 20 years. So George must have some good quality. You must be getting along. So I say that what I tell you today apply more to new people you meet, new friends you make, and less so to old friends. Now, obviously, there are way more people than three types of people, way more than three types of people that you shouldn't be friends with. But a lot of them are pretty obvious. Like, you shouldn't be friends with people who want to steal your partner. You don't want to be friends with people uh, who lie to you all the time. You don't want to be friends with people who will steal your money. You definitely don't want to be friends with people who will run over your dog in the street. So the list go on and on, but the ones I'm going to be talking about today are the more confusing ones. And sometimes we come across people like these all the time when we are meeting new people, making new friends, and we kind of get that feeling, well, maybe this person is just direct. Maybe this person is just careless. Maybe I should give them a chance. Maybe they'll get better. No. If you run into, again, let me emphasize this. If you meet someone new and they already show these tendencies, distance yourself from them. They will be nothing but dragging you down. They'll be nothing but trouble. Now, while we apply these to other people, it is also vital, especially for those people that have a hard time making friends. it is vital to look at yourself, okay, to examine yourself. Do I fall into any of these categories? Am I one of these three type of people? Because if you are, then this is a good time to stop. This is a good time to maybe reevaluate how you make friends and really change your way so you can actually be a good friend and not a bad friend yourself. Okay, so while we are applying this kind of stuff to other people, it is good to apply them to ourselves also. Now, without further ado, let's look at the three type of people that you shouldn't be friends with. Number one, Mr. Downer. Okay, Mr. Downer, the friend that no matter what you say or what you do, they always have that harsh truth ready to pour cold water on your parade. No matter what you show them, no matter what you tell them, they always have a comeback that's going to make you feel a lot worse than you did a minute ago. Right? People like that, it's confusing because a lot of time we value honesty. Right? We value honesty, and I'm going to do an episode on the art of honesty uh, in the near future. But honesty need to be tempered with good intention. Okay, let's say a bunch of us going out to watch a movie. Right? Everyone's enjoying the movie, and then in the middle of the movie, your friend jump up and say, "Ah, this is all fake. This is bullshit. There's no alien in the world." Are they right? Yeah, okay, they may be right. I mean, we don't know. Maybe there's no alien in the world. Maybe there is. Regardless, okay, let's assume they are right. Is there any point saying that? You think everybody's idiot? You think everybody's stupid? You think everybody here believes there's alien in the world? You think it's really that vital for you to throw cold water on a good movie like that? Like what are you accomplishing other than expressing your opinion, making yourself feel good? Right? So yes, honesty may be okay, but if it's not tempered by with good intention, if honesty is delivered only to make the person who delivers it feel good, or honesty is only given to make you feel bad, then that's not an honest friend. That's a pain in the ass friend. That's a jerk. Your friend is an asshole. I'm sorry. They're not honest. They're an asshole. Okay? So if you buy a new shirt, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Oh, oh my God, did you pay $50 for this? I could have gotten this for $10." Right? And then you show them your new house, and they say, "Oh my God, why did you rent here? Last month I heard someone rent here and they got murdered." And then you tell them about your new job, and they say, "Oh, don't be so happy. They only hired you because they don't have anyone else. You were probably the only sucker to apply for that job." Like no matter what you tell them, like, you tell them, "Oh, I bought those cool new smart glasses. I really love them." And their first thing is, "Oh my God, why did you get this color? It looks awful. But you should go back and you get a different color." Look, people like that not worth your time. They are never going to make you feel good. They're only ever going to make you feel bad. And there's a lot of bad things in the world. We don't need people in our life that go out of their way to make us feel bad. So yes, maybe they are being honest, but their honesty is not done out of good intention. Their honesty is done just with the sole purpose of showing you they are right, you're wrong, and you should feel bad and they should feel good. So stay away from Mr., Miss, Mrs., whatever, Mr. Downer when you meet them because they are not worth your time. Number two, Mr. Thoughtless. Right? Now, we all have little moments of being thoughtless and being at fault and being careless and hurt someone's feeling by accident when we don't mean to. Those occasional glitches are okay. They are totally forgivable, and you should forgive them. But if a friend, like whole thing, if you've been friends with this person and you notice that this person is very thoughtless about the comfort or the welfare of his or her friends, then that is not just thoughtlessness because of an occasional glitch in their EQ. This is just this person is selfish and he or she just simply doesn't give a damn about what happened to you. And if they don't care about what happened to you, you shouldn't be friends with them because one day this is going to be the person that accidentally push you off the cliff so they can stay up there. Case in point, right? At my work, in my for one of the places I worked at, we had this guy who was having a lot of issues with the employers, with our manager actually. And so when he was having those issues, he started talking to the rest of us. So we had a lot, like he emailed me, he emailed George, and we all gave our own opinions, and of course some of us had things that were not so nice. We say, oh my God, did he do that to you too? God, did you know that the other day he did this, he said this to me, and this manager kind of sucks. Like sometimes we said things in empathy to say, oh yeah, I know how you feel, man. I know how you feel. So and that was okay. But what happened next wasn't okay, right? Eventually, his issue with the manager got so bad that he quit. And on the day he quit, as a last ditch to get at the manager, to get his last word in, he sent the manager this huge email, compiled email of this is what I don't like you, this is what makes you suck as a manager, and not just me, but other people who work here said the same thing. And then he showed email conversation that him and the rest of us had. Now, he did go to the trouble of blotting out our name and email address, but he showed the conversation. And when you work in the office long enough, the manager doesn't have to see our email addresses. The manager doesn't have to look at our name. They can tell who wrote what just by the mannerism. Oh, this one doesn't have any punctuation. Then I bet this one's George talking crap about me. Oh, this one has a lot of ROFL and LOL in it. This one got to be Johnny. Okay, so he's fine. He quit his job. He left. The rest of us all got holy hell from the manager. And this is the kind of person that you shouldn't be friends with. He was worried more about himself, have feeling good, getting the last word in. He threw all his friends under the bus. And the fact that he went to the trouble of blotting out our name and email addresses, yeah, that's fine, but it's not good enough. Okay? You shouldn't mention us to begin with. Okay? We had conversation with you to help you, to comfort you, right? You shouldn't mention what we said to the manager, even if you did blot out our name, because that did not help at all. Okay? So when you have people like that in your life, it's a time bomb ready to go off. You never know when it's going to suit them to throw you and everybody around them under the bus. Okay, so friends that are thoughtless and careless about the well-being of others like that, distance yourself from them. They are very dangerous to have as friends. Last but not least, the third kind of people you need to distance yourself from and you shouldn't be friends with is called Mr. Trashman. Have you ever had conversations with a certain friend and then after 2 hours you hang up the phone and you say to yourself, oh wow, I am so loaded down with his or her problem. I can't even think. It's like I I have friends that do that to me sometimes. It's like we get on the phone, and then after the initial "Hey, how are you?" and then I would make the mistake of asking how are things, how have you been, and then I'm on the phone for the next 2 hours, and then I get off the phone. I feel wow, I feel violated. I feel a bit raped to tell the truth. I feel like this person just unloaded on me and filled me up. And my own mother does that to me, okay? Like, I can't do anything about that there because she's my mom. But my own mom, every time I talk to her, I feel violated and sodomized afterward. Just like she just take all her problems and bunch them up and shove them down my throat. So when you have people like this, now we all have times when we need to talk to friends. We all have rough patches. Sometimes we go through, and then we feel we need to unload that to our friends. And this is where it's very important to understand don't do that. Okay, everybody's tolerance level is different. Everybody got their own life, everybody got their own problem. Some friends are okay letting you do that. They'll feel bad afterward, but they'll get over it. Some friends will let you do that while they playing World of Warcraft or playing Call of Duty while pretending that listening to you. But you do this long enough, most friends will ditch you because most people don't have unlimited capacity to listen to your problem, to think about your issues, to feel your negative emotions. Right? Ultimately, every one of us is responsible for our own burden. Every one of us is responsible for our own emotional, physical situation. Okay, so if you have this friend in your life where every conversation is them unloading on you, every conversation is not about you, it's about them. They are sick, they can't find work, they are broke, their marriage suck, their dogs and cats sick, yada 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 go on. The parents suck, their house leaks, and on and on and on. It's never anything good, it's always bad. Then I'm sorry, you need to distance yourself from this person because uh, after a while, they are just using you. They're using you as a dump. They're using you as an emotional dump. They're using you as an emotional trash can. And they'll unload on you. They'll go away from the conversation feeling great. They'll go and play video game. They'll go and eat Cheetos. They'll go, nothing wrong with eating Cheetos, by the way, but they'll go and feel good for 2 hours and then they'll feel bad again. And then they'll call you, unload on you again, and on and on and on. Okay? So, when you run into Mr. Trashman, the person who unload all the trash on you all the time, then it is time to say goodbye. So, to recap, the three kinds of friends that we should run away from: Mr. Downer, Mr. Thoughtless, and Mr. Trashman. Now, let's ask ourselves, am I any of those three? Because if the answer is yes or maybe, then it may be time to reassess how you interact with people. Thank you for checking out today's episode, and I'll be back again tomorrow for Tactical Tuesday.